It's with great pleasure I will introduce you to Cui Minghao, who is a student working in London. His topic is one that has fascinated me for a long time, so I'm looking forward to hearing what he has to say.
Hello everyone. Good afternoon.
Okay.
Maybe good evening. Yeah. My topic is how Chinese numismatics understanding of the foreign coins from since I would say Han Dynasty, but perhaps we can find earlier material before the Han Dynasty. So I divide it into the four periods. The first period is Qing and Han Dynasty, because what we find so far, we didn't find any Qing Dynasty foreign coin in the site, but we did find some material culture in that period. So perhaps if we're lucky enough, in the future we can find some coins, and we definitely can find some Han Dynasty foreign coins in the Han Dynasty sites. And the second period, which is the massive incoming of the foreign coins, which means we find over 2,000 Sicilian silver and perhaps 70 something, maybe 75 Byzantine gold between that time, between Tang and the Song Dynasty. But the Song Dynasty is a little bit funny. I will speak later. The third period is the Ming and Qing Dynasty, which is the massive import to the American silver to China. But it is a hidden century. I just borrowed the name of the BM exhibition. Why it says hidden centuries? Because it is hidden centuries. We can't find that much remains of those coins because most of these, 90% of this, is melting down. And the 4th century is the new beginning of the numismatic study. So let's start to, yes. So the first period, in the Han Dynasty, did we really find any coins in China? Yes, but interesting is not that much. It's very rare in China, but in those history books, we find a large number of the written down material to describe those coins. For example, it says in the Western or in some Western countries, one side is the horseman, and another side is the portrait. But sometimes it says the obverse is portrait, but reverse is horseman. We don't know how can they find it. Another funny example is the Parthian coin in the Han Shu, which write down in the 1st century. It's very clearly notice that there is one silver, the Parthian Empire issued a kind of coin, which the obverse is the king's head, another side, the obverse, the reverse is the queen. We know the situation, which is Phraates V and the Musa, and this coin actually is quite rare, to be honest, but it's clearly noticed in Han Shu. So that means in that period, the Han Dynasty people knows those design in those foreign coins. But the funny thing is, we don't have any particular book talking about coins. All those information been collecting into the official history book, which means maybe the foreign department, maybe the emperor wants to know that, then someone collecting those information, maybe they even collecting the information from the coins. Because in the Han Shu, it says in some countries, when the king changed, the coin design were changed. So, everyone knows in that period, send a diplomat team to a board is so hard. But merchant will bring the coin back to China. So perhaps at that time, they know that something happened in another side of the world, but by coins. So here we are. There is some material evidence found in China. Funny thing is, I can't find the Kanishka gold dinar coin in the Chinese website. So they say it's Kanishka. So anyway, it's a Kushan coin. So firstly, we found some Kushan coin in the excavation. We found a little bit Kushan bronze horse in the Ningxia province, and the Oriental stain bought some coin in the 2021, which those coins may not found locally, but in that situation, it must from very close position. And nowadays in China, collecting those coins is very popular. The foreign coins is very popular. So what I heard is in one private collection, they got one artist tetradrachma from Gansu province, which is quite interesting because the artists in those Indo-Scythian or Indo-Greek, in the Chinese book, it's related to the Da Yuezhi, and Gansu was the origin of those Yuezhi tribes. So which is interesting, but unfortunately, it's already lost the contents when it's excavated. So, but we are still looking to dig something out in China. So the second period is very fascinating, which is since the Northern Dynasty to Song Dynasty. The Northern Dynasty is something, the huge amount of immigration happened in North China, like the Sogdian and Persian merchants started living in China. That means lots of coin being bring to the China. Actually, for those coins, it's very interesting. You can easily group those because there was excavation of a foundation of a stupa or tower. All of them is Peros, and so you can clearly say those coins was bring to China in the is in that period. And lots of Sasanian coin also been found in the Tang Dynasty or in the tomb, maybe sometimes in the tomb, sometimes in the hoard. That's the different situation. For example, in one of very high class royal tomb, they find one Sasanian coin being drilled. I suppose that's been is found with lots of exotic jewelry. So I suppose that's being used as an amulet or something else, but not as a coin. And those connection between the China to Central Asia is very close at that time. So the quantity is quite large. That's here is some historical documents about those situations in China. So firstly, we got the official history books. But interesting thing is in the book of Han, in the Han Shu, we got lots of description of coins, but in the Xin Tang Shu or Jiu Tang Shu, the two versions of Tang Dynasty history book, we only got one description about particular coin, which is Nepal. So what's that mean? What that means? Means I think it means because people can easily find those like Sasanian coin or Byzantine coin because people know what it looks like. So the historian will not spend time to write it down. But Nepal coin is a little bit rare for China at that time. So that's the only coin being described in the book. And we found some unearthed documents at that time. It says like the contract or like counter books. It says the silver coin could be used in Western China at that time. And a very interesting thing is some clipped Sasanian coin also could be used in the market. Like someone bought a piece of land it cost 360 drachma, but what did he pay? The 260 full drachma, the good one, and 100 is so-called in Chinese 残钱 means broken drachma. It must be clipped or must have something happening on those coins. It didn't come, maybe lost some weight or something. So in that time, the coin still seems as a piece of high value metal to circulating in the market. And another document says is about buying a female slave. Says is that contract says it has to pay the good silver or the good coin. We know is there are some like West Turks or some tribes imitation was issued in the Middle Asia, maybe copy from the Kusor, maybe copy from the Peros, but it's always got a little bit smaller and a little bit lighter than the original Sasanian drachma. But that document means the good drachma, the real Sasanian drachma, and the imitation, both in the circulation. So it can say something. And also, nobody doing the calculating of the imitation or the real Sasanian drachma we found in China. But the fact is, from the rubbing or the pictures, we can see some Sasanian drachma is the imitation. And another situation worth to think is the tombs or some coins, Sasanian coin and Byzantine gold coin also found in tombs, but where it's not in the side. Sometimes they put the Sasanian coin in the death's eyes. Sometimes put it into the mouth. Then some scholars think that's the like Greek tradition, like pay the ferry on the river of death. And there are some funny stories in China. There is a 10th century document shows that in the 896 AD, someone digged out a little coin hoard, which contained 21 which contain several gold coin, and says the edge is quite thin, like a blade, and says there are 21 foreign characters on each side, which means it's definitely the Islamic dinar. But combine that description, we think it's the Abbasid, early Abbasid. Yeah. And here is the archaeological evidence. So basically, there are three situations of those coins. One is like the wearing amulets. Many of the Byzantine or Byzantine style imitation solidus was drilled, and some documents says those coin actually is not using as coin. It's more like the proof of the identity of some particular person or particular group. And so several of the, and another interesting fact is the Byzantine solid coin always found in the Sogdian tomb or high class like royal family or the minister's tomb. That means that coin must have some meaning rather than just a coin. Another fact is sometimes when we found some Sasanian coin in the tomb, we can saw it drilled, but from the reverse is the fire altar from left and right. They drilled 4 holes. So that means they can put it in on the clothes or somewhere to show the fire altar. That's might be to show the identity of the Zoroastrian identity, some religions and things. And as the another interesting situation is in that time in the Tang Dynasty, at least in Tang Dynasty, we dig out a hoard of a collector. There is a hoard found about 40 years ago is a hoard with a massive quantity of silver and gold objects and silver and gold Chinese cash coin and ancient Chinese coin and Byzantine solidity and Sasanian drachma and the silver Japanese wado kaishin, the first Japanese coin. So that means it must be a collection, someone collecting coin at that time. But because something happens, they just borrowed all the collection together, and we know is the collection and the last situation is the circulation coins. So sometimes we can find lots of Sicilian coins with the gold bar. There are very great traveler, the monk Xuan Zhuang. He write down in the Gaochang and the Qiusi, those two countries, those silver coin being counted by piece. So the king will donate the silver quantity of piece of silver coin to the monk, but the gold in the weight is not a gold coin but gold bar. So those hoards match those records. So that means maybe the foreign coin really using in the Chinese market is just the silver coin, not the gold coin, but gold have some gold coin. The Byzantine gold coin have something other using. And the early evidence of collection. So like lots of researchers noticed that in China, we got a very long tradition of collecting coins and printing the coin catalog. But unfortunately, the earliest catalog, we can't find an early version of the earliest catalog. And sometimes when you're going to see that, it's got very funny images on that. I will talk about later because that image actually is made between the 16th or 17th century, but that catalog was written in the 12th century. So about those description and the Dr. Mara and me were doing some research in the future, but so far we didn't find any interesting thing. And that's it. So the third period is the Ming and the Qing dynasty. A fact is, in China, there are not that much silver mine in China. No, basically no. But since Ming dynasty, or you can say since the Yuan dynasty or late Song dynasty, the silver get into the circulation, but not that much. But in Ming dynasty, you can see the silver is very important part of the coin in the market. So how did Ming dynasty people using the silver? They just use the silver in gold and they got scissors. When they need cut it, they cut it. So there are no standard and no standard finance as well. Sometimes, last time I did some testing on these fragments of Ming dynasty silver. Some of them is quite high, but some of them is quite low, 70%, something like that, which means at that time in Ming dynasty, silver is just silver. Whatever is pure or not so pure is acceptable. But where are those silver from? Those silver definitely from the trade, from the like the European country, especially after the discovery of the New World. Those South American silver mine supplying the Chinese market a lot. But that's what I said is a hidden century because you can't find any silver coin hoard in China of that period because all of those coins been melting down. So for those situations, what can we do? Basically nothing, but if we can do the metal analysis of the Ming Dynasty silver ingot, it will help us a lot, but yeah, that's it. And that's the Ming Dynasty collectors. So that's what I just said is the picture in the center, a little bit funny, the face, is one scholar painted in between late 16th to early 17th century. Looks a little bit ridiculous because that coin is more like the Arturgus coin, just a big face there. But how and why? Because at that time, the Ming Dynasty collector, did they really know those coins? I think they don't really know those coins. So they just simply find some so-called ancient coin, maybe from the Ilkhanate, maybe from Anatolia, maybe from somewhere, and they put those picture into the Song Dynasty catalog. So that's what happens in Ming Dynasty. And in the, so what's, oh, that's right. So in the right, there are two coins there. It was found in a tomb. One is the Bangara silver coin. Another one is a very rare Venetian grosso. And that one, because the death was control the trade in Guangzhou, in Canton. So that person can get some interesting foreign coins, and he must like those coins, so he bring those coins into his tomb. That's and what we find in his tomb: 3 Song Dynasty coin and another one, five Dynasty Chinese lead coin, which is ancient coin at that time, and then 2 Bangara coin and 1 Venetian coin. But unfortunately, this tomb been stolen once, so it maybe got more, but we don't know. And in Qing Dynasty is another situation. So that's the Qing Dynasty published catalog for Mexican dollars. So in Qing Dynasty, people start to using the foreign dollars or 8 reals in the market. People accept to use that because it's keep the same weight standard, keep the same fineness. But when those coins got from the different source, for example, it's got a little bit different of Spanish dollar and or Dutch trade dollar. So the fineness is a little bit different and the weight is a little bit different. So basically those catalog, what's the function of those catalog is tell people, firstly, what's the weight of that? Secondly, something like the fineness, which one is high fineness, which one is the low silver contents. And then, so it's just about the material, the metal itself. So as you can see, you can see the Liberty hat is upside down. At that time, they don't care about the legends. They don't care about where is that from. They don't care about the patterns. And sometimes you can see up there, it says 3-star. Why is it called 3-star? Because the minimum there is 3 dots. whatever. I guess it's Mexican mint, so it's M and O. They say it's 3 stars, something like that. So, but they don't care about this. So it's just most. So it's basically it's just focused on the silver. Here I got a story. I didn't put it in my PowerPoint because I was reading it many years ago. It was report writing in the mid 30s, 1930s, to saying the financial situation in China. But when a few days ago, when I was going to Google it, I can't find it at all. You know, some published material is so difficult to find. So in one city of Guangdong, the people will receive lots of different dollars, but those dollars in different finance and different weights. So what did they did? They put $7, which roughly about 5 taels, which is another Chinese standard. So they put $7 into a package, certain $7, certain kind of dollars. So, yeah.
Signals on stage.
Yeah. So they mix it up, and to make sure those bag of silver coin is equal to the metal of the 5 taels ingot, and they issue the notes, says $7. So they're giving out, they spend out those notes, and if someone wants get those silver back, they have to get $7 notes. So is make the different coins can circulation in the one in the arrange value. So people don't need to calculate it, don't need to do something about that. So that's a very fascinating story. But unfortunately, I forgot where did I read that. Yeah. So basically, that's the reason I call it a hidden centuries of foreign coins. Or as you can see, those coins been countermarked or been dropped. So all of those countermarks is like the guarantee from those banker or from shops to say these coin been checked. But as in the picture, you can't see any details of the silver coin, the 8 reals itself. So at that time, it's just a piece of metal, doesn't matter. So the fourth period is the 20th century. After that, in the late 19th century, China opened the border and just get into the included into the world currency market. So, and another important thing is lots of countries adopt the silver standard. They choose the gold standard, which means the silver coin is silver coin, but silver coin in the gold standard have different values. For example, at that time in Britain, you can basically the crown got very close weight to Chinese silver dollar. But is that really the same value? No, of course not, because it's based on the gold standard. So, which means 1 crown can roughly exchange 2 to 3 Chinese dollar. So, but from the silver term, that's the same thing, but from the actual value is different. So at that time, people stopping doing the counter mark on those coins because they know those pattern, those legends mean something, means that coin from America, that coin from England, that coin from somewhere, and all of those got different value. So at that time, people start to make another kind of catalog. That's That's a gold coin catalog. I found it in market, but I didn't buy it. It contains all the information of that gold coin and include the inscription, the weight, the fineness, where are they from, who is the emperor in the coin, what's the design. Like the one in here is the sovereign, here is the 100 francs of I think it's a Republican. Yeah. And in the right side is the 20 mark German gold, and it says it's writing down the design of the coin. It says one side is the head of the William II, another side is the eagle and the coat of arms. So it's very clearly. And the interesting thing is in the book, the cataloger cataloged the actual weight in market, which means, you know, in the circulation, the gold coin will lose a little bit weight, but it's always got a level, acceptable level or unacceptable level. So they put the original weight and the actual weight. So which means they really have those coins and in the large quantity. So, and that book, that catalog was from Shanghai. Shanghai was the financial center in China at that time in the early 20th century. So that's the new type of catalogs. But in another hand, the epigraphy tradition still being kept. So we can, here is robbing of ancient Chinese coin and ancient Chinese objects. But in the corner, like down there is the 5 copy of Russia. And you can see the eagle down there. So it's a very fascinating thing. So in the 18th and 19th century, Chinese scholar tried to review all the historical documents to find out the error did by the previous study, and we call it 钱家学派, is school. And in the meantime, they also keep the tradition to examine those ancient Chinese objects, but include the foreign things as well. So that's the reason sometimes we can find some foreign coin in that sort of robbing. And also it's a piece of art. You can see there are many characters surrounding this robbing. It's did by different scholars. They make lots of notes. They make lots of they write something and they have some opinion on it, and they will write it down. So at least 10 scholars left the notes there, and the latest one was did in 1954. Yeah, actually that work is undated work, but we guess is a mid 19th century work. There is another case study which is quite interesting. It's about someone trying to buy Roman coin in 1926. So the man called Yuan Kewen, he is the son of the Chinese president. Like lots of people knows the fat man dollar, right? He is the son of that fat man. So he's a coin collector. So, and he tried to write some book and make a catalog of the gold coin and ancient gold coin of the world. Very, very ambitious. But so what he did, he wrote some letters to the formal diplomatics, and he says he prepared he prepared 1,000 Chinese silver dollars for 3 Roman gold coin, but it looks no answered. And he bought another gold coin from a Chinese dealer. So that's the robbing of the of he got. The funny thing is he did some research on that coin. So in the left is his note. He left a note on that coin. It says that gold coin is the Eastern Roman king or emperor Focus, and the obverse is his portrait, is his bust, and the reverse is the victory. Basically, he did the right thing, and he pointed out the DN is the emperor's title, which means the our Lord, and the focus is his name. And he pointed out the Latin legend Victoria as well. And he pointed out is this coin was minted between the 602 to 610 AD, so which is correct. So that means at that time, the Chinese collector did have some information source from the West. Otherwise, how can they know that? And and also not just the Roman coin. He tried to buy some Greek coin as well, but still there's no answer about that. So perhaps he didn't get those. And so in the right 2 page is he writing a letter to say, I'm going to write a catalog of the ancient gold coins, and could you please sell me a Greek ancient coin? I need the really old one. Put it in the front page, and could you please show me the Roman gold? Something like that. But maybe the answer is not good. But yeah, and but in his diary, his personal diary, he left something. At least he left something. He got some. Actually, that's the Indian gold coin. The up one looks like the Mogul or some period, quite late. The smaller one is so difficult to say, but Indian gold. Yeah, and that's the collector doing at that period. So, and also there are some students studying did some numismatic study abroad, like the most important archaeologist in China in last century, who was studied in the UCL since 1935. And then he back to China doing the excavation, and he got his degree at 1946. And what he did in the UCL, basically he did the Egyptian study, but he did join the excavation in England, and he learned how to catalog the coin. In his diary, he says he cataloged some Roman coin in the Dorset. And so his achievement is quite important because he laid down the foundation of the foreign coin study in China. Even now. So what he did, he make the summarize of the Sasanian silver coin in China. He writes something about the newfound Umayyad gold coin in China, and he writes something about the Byzantine gold, and also he was write something about the Beijing Sanping, which is in the last meeting we're talking about that. He talked about the legends on the Beijing Sanping, which is influenced by the Greek coins, Greek style coins. And collecting foreign coins is also a new trend in 20th century. Actually, I got some magazine in 1930s and 1940s. And that in those magazines, you can find some, those societies are quite like ours. Yeah, and basically, look. Yeah, those are magazines they printed out. Sometimes you can find they got some like they talk a lot about Chinese ancient coin, and also the Japanese, Vietnamese ancient coin, Korean, of course, Korean, yes, and Korean, and sometimes there was a very important article in the in this magazine, but I don't have that. But I don't have that volume, which talking about the Indo-Greek and the Bactrian coin, which must review the most recent found at that period. So that means in the 20th century, Chinese numismatics try to do something do some contribution in the modern numismatic study and try to organize the ancient study, just to get those try to organize it to write some proper book. Then it can use in like historical research or archaeological research. So that's the aim of the 20th century Chinese numismatic scholars. So, yeah, that's it.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.